Want to take control of your money without feeling overwhelmed? Today I'll break down the easiest way and the most realistic way to actually set up your budget, because a lot of times these budgets are very unrealistic for us to follow. So make sure you stick around because I'm going to show you my favorite budgeting tricks and tips in this video. So the first thing you want to do when it comes to budgeting is list all of your expenses. Now I'm talking about everything that you spend money on in a month. So grab a piece of paper, enter it on an Excel sheet, type in your notes on your phone, all of your expenses or debt payments. So go over all your statements from the previous month and look at what you're spending money on so you can know what kind of expenses you need to write down on this piece of paper or what expenses you need to type up. We're going to now list your expenses in these three categories. So we're going to list them in needs, wants, and savings/debt. Now, needs are anything essential. So we're talking about your rent, we're talking about your mortgage, we're talking about utilities, gas, insurance, all the important things that you cannot live without in this world. Now, for wants, we're talking about going out to eat, the entertainment, things that you don't need. And for savings and debt payoffs, it's obvious. We're talking about the money that you're going to be saving and the money that you're going to be paying off with debt. Now, by listing all these expenses within these three categories, it makes it way easier to realize where your money is actually going. So personally, I use the Every Dollar Budgeting app. Now, this is an app created by Dave Ramsey and his crew. If you've never heard of Dave Ramsey, you should definitely check him out because he has some great tips. He's like the foundation of personal finance. So I use this Every Dollar app, and we're going to actually go over a mock budget on Every Dollar app and kind of input our numbers and see how much money we have left or see if maybe we're overspending in certain categories. All right, so I have my Every Dollar Budgeting app up and let's start inputting these categories. Now I'm going to be looking down because of my phone right here, but let's start putting in the money that we're going to spend on these categories. So the first thing you want to do when it comes to budgeting is know how much money you're actually bringing in. So you want to look back at your pay stubs. So we're budgeting off of our take-home pay, and let's say our take-home pay is $4,000 a month. All right, this is a single person. Maybe you're in your 30s, and we're going to get to the needs first because this is what we need to live. So we have our mortgage/rent. We're going to say that's $1,500. Maybe he's living in a single bedroom. Maybe it's an expensive city and the person's living in a studio. Or they could be splitting rent at $1,500. That's a lot of money, but maybe they have a one-bedroom apartment in a major city or around a major city. We're going to say for water, maybe they have a mortgage. Maybe they're renting. But just in case they have a mortgage, we're going to say $50 a month. For natural gas and electricity, we're just going to put those together and we're going to say $250 for both. And you can kind of see at the top, it says how much you have left in your budget. And it says $2,200 left in our budget. Cable, a lot of people don't have cable no more. So we're just going to do Wi-Fi. And Wi-Fi, we can go with $100 a month. And for gas, we're going to say you spend about $200. And a lot of people have car loans. We're going to say that's about $300 for a car loan. And then you want to put money aside for maintenance, but let's put about $50 aside for maintenance. These are all your needs. The first three categories are your needs. This is very important for you to live a life. You need to spend money in these areas, and that's why we're going to go on our needs first. So for groceries, you're a single person. I think you can live off of $350. In restaurants, that's more of a wants. Instead of our wants, because it depends on what our goals are, we're going to go to our savings. How much do we want to save? Now, the recommended rule is the 50-30-20 rule. 50% goes to your needs, 30% goes to wants, and 20% goes to savings. So me personally, I want to go needs, savings, and then we can do wants later. So for our savings, 20% would be $800. $800. So that means you have $400 left for your wants. Oh, but we also forgot some stuff down here because we might have auto insurance. Let's say your auto insurance, you're a single person, $80. And that's it. Maybe you don't have loans, but if you did have loans, look how much money you have left. This is the power of budgeting. You see how much money you have left and you make a decision. If you're making enough money, you really might not make enough money for the budget or for the lifestyle you're living. So maybe you can't afford to live in this $1,500 apartment. Maybe you have to get a roommate. So maybe now your apartment's $800. And you see how much more money it frees up. And that money can now go towards savings, more money. Or that money can go towards your student loans or whatever debt payments you have. So that's how you budget. And the best thing that comes with budgeting is automating your expenses. You want to automate everything. You want to automate your savings. So with that budget that we just did, you want to make sure that $800 gets to that high yield savings account every month automatically without you actually having to do it physically, because we can't rely on ourselves. We have to rely on systems. And with technology the way it is, it's super easy to automate. So with whatever platform you're using, search up how to automatically transfer money from your check or from whatever platform you use to receive your check, so that it can go straight to a separate account, and then you don't even have to see it in your account. It just goes straight to this separate high yield savings account, and then we're just going to track and adjust. We're going to live life. We're going to look at the numbers that we're working with. So say we set a grocery limit on $300, we're going to be sure that we're tracking and adjusting to that budget. So maybe it's towards the end of the month and we're at $250. I mean, you have to eat groceries, so maybe you cut back in other areas, and then the next month you might need to up the amount that you actually budget towards groceries. And that's how you budget. Budgeting is not about restricting your expenses, not about restricting your money. It's more of a freeing thing, because you know exactly how much you're allowed to spend on certain categories. You know that you're able to spend, or you know that you're allowed to spend $300 on going out to eat. So you're now able to go out and enjoy yourself, because you know how much money should be going towards this category, and you're tracking it every week or every month. You're tracking your expenses. So budgeting is a great thing, and I hope that you guys are able to budget. And I hope you guys found this helpful, and maybe now you're able to start budgeting because of this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.